This video is about complex numbers. The application of complex numbers plays a crucial role in various fields of physics and engineering, from quantum mechanics to electromagnetism to signal processing and other various fields. As a physics student, this chapter was part of my first semester math course, which was the same course I took in college, so I already knew about complex numbers, but I ignored them thinking they were easy and I knew everything. But that ignorance was my biggest mistake and I failed in math exam. So I have to retake the exam. That's why I am making this video. Addition, and it's pretty easy. The sum of two complex numbers z1 equal to a plus ip and z2 is equal to c plus it can happen by adding their real part with another real part and imaginary part with another imaginary part. Second is subtraction, which is also easy. The difference of two complex numbers z1 and z2 with same a plus ib and c plus it can happen by subtracting the real part with another real part and imaginary part with another imaginary part. Same as addition, but you are subtracting here. Take two complex numbers z1 and z2. Now for multiplication, we will multiply real part of first complex number with the real part of second complex number. Then again we will multiply real part of first complex number with the imaginary part of second complex number. Now we will multiply imaginary part of first complex number with the real part of second complex number. Then we will multiply imaginary part of first complex number with the imaginary part of second complex number. Lastly, we will sum up our final answer. Before we move on to the division of complex number, let me first introduce you to something. Meet the conjugate. Every complex number has a twin called complex conjugate. Consider a complex number z is equal to a plus ib. Its conjugate will be z is equal to a minus ib. Since I is under root minus 1, multiplying the complex number with its conjugate, the under root will be cancelled out, leaving minus 1. Now let's talk about the division of complex numbers. Take two complex numbers z1 and z2. Let's call z1 the upper number and z2 the bottom number, like this. Now take the conjugate of bottom number and multiply it with both upper and bottom numbers, like this. Once you multiply the numbers, sum and sort up the equation, then separate it into real part and imaginary part, you will get the answer. Last thing we are going to look at is power rule, which describes I as a beautiful repeating cycle that happens when you multiply I by itself over and over. Since iota is equal to under root minus 1, it follows a pattern of 4 steps. I power 1 is I power square is minus 1, I power cube is minus I power 4 is minus 1. You can see a rotation in 90 degrees happening each time when you multiply iota by itself. That's all is needed for us to understand complex numbers, but that won't be enough to get a pass in exam. Practice is also important, and I still have PDF of my old college math book. With that, I will practice on real problems and solve them. I hope you all have learned something, and I will share the update of my progress to you guys. Until then, I will see you in the next video.